YouTube, my name is Adrienne and welcome back to my channel. So today I am here to bring you my August wrap up. Obviously, August was not as good of a reading month as July was, but I read 21 books in July, so I never expected to get close to that. But I still did pretty well for the month of August. I managed to read 7 books. So overall, it was a pretty good reading month for me. I do not have any of these books to show you physical copies of because all of them are either audiobooks that I listened to or were books I borrowed from the library. I apologize as well if you hear any background noises. My son is awake and we just got a new puppy. So there's a lot of noises going on. You may hear a little bell right now. That's my son. Playing with a cat toy. But I have not been able to find a whole lot of time to film the last couple of weeks. So I decided to just go ahead and film while he is awake. Go ahead and get these videos filmed because a little background noise hopefully isn't the end of the world. But I figured I really want to get this content up for you guys and I shouldn't make excuses. So we're just gonna have a little bit of noise in the background from a baby and a puppy. Internet. Say hello to Oliver. He is 5 weeks old. His mom stopped feeding him a little early, so we went ahead and took him, and earlier than he should have technically been adopted, but he needed to eat. So we went ahead and took him a little early. He is an Australian Shepherd and Patterdale Terrier mix, so he may be big, he may be small. We'll see whose genetics went out. But right now, he's pretty small. Yeah, he's pretty small. So without further ado, and hopefully with very few distractions, let's go ahead and get into this video. The first book I read in the month of August was Seraphina and the Black Cloak, and this is written by Robert Beatty. This book follows a young girl named Seraphina who she and her father live in the basement of a manor house, and her father is the maintenance man there. Because they are living in this basement in secret, nobody knows that they are there. One day Seraphina is roaming the manor at night and discovers a man in a black cloak who seems to be making children disappear. She sees him chase a little girl and drape his cloak around her, and she just vanished. Her father, of course, doesn't believe her, and she manages to meet up with the son of the owners of that manor, and he ends up believing her, and shenanigans ensue from there as they try and stop children from disappearing every night, as well as figure out who this man is and what is going on. This story got way stranger than I thought it was going to. It had a lot of very, very bizarre plot twists. I definitely didn't see them coming, but they were very strange. Because these plot twists were so strange, I decided not to give this book as high a rating just because while I didn't see them coming, they were just really, really weird. This book is definitely not my cup of tea, but that's okay, not every book is for me. Overall, it was just an okay book with a little bit of a strange twist to it. But yeah, ultimately I gave this book 2.5 out of 5 stars. So just slightly below average for me. The next book I read in the month of August was Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce this name, but hopefully it's at least close. This book is a Beauty and the Beast retelling or inspired story. In this book we follow a girl named Nyx who her whole life she has been trained to one day marry the basically evil ruler or the beast character in this novel. Once she gets there, she starts to discover that there is a little bit more to this guy than meets the eye, and from there, I mean, it's Beauty and the Beast retelling. You can kind of guess where this is going. I really enjoyed this book. It was very, very interesting. I ended up very conflicted most of the book, not really being sure who to trust, which I think is the point. You're not supposed to know who to trust. There were some plot twists I didn't see coming that were just made the book so much better for me, and I really love this book, and I gave this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. In August, I posted a library book haul, which I will put in the card, so if you were interested in checking out that video. In that video, I mentioned that I had gotten the book The Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord, and that I was a little bit nervous about reading this book because I did not know how this book was going to portray Christianity in a crisis of faith. This was the next book I read in the month of August after Cruel Beauty, and guys, I think this book is my new favorite book of all time. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It was so good. If you do not know what this book is about, it is about a girl whose mom has a resurgence of cancer. This is her second time with cancer, and her mom asked her to go and be a camp counselor at a kind of a camp for troubled youth kind of a thing. Once she gets there, she meets a lot of new people of different diverse backgrounds and things of that nature, and she learns so much about herself and about these people who she is friends with and about the things that she thought were true in her life. And I absolutely adored this book. I cried at the end of this book. It was so good, and I'm contemplating if I can find the time doing a full review and discussion on this book, but I don't know quite if I will find when I will find the time. But if I can find the time, I want to film a review for this video because this book because it was so good. And if you haven't read it, you should. Somebody's a little sad. So I'm gonna hold him for a little while I keep talking. Anyway, if you were for any reason skeptical about this book, whether you are a Christian or of the Christian faith and you're worried about the representation of Christianity and the way that people deal with the situations, it was wonderful. And I related so much with our main character. It was just, guys, I can't gush about this book enough. It was so good. You should absolutely check it out if you haven't already. After I finished reading The Names They Gave Us, I read Descender Volume 3 and 4 by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. These are the next 2 graphic novels in the series Descender, obviously. This graphic novel series follows a little boy android who wakes up 10 years after basically the destruction of the world, or the galaxy, I suppose. And it is him and his little group that he has accumulated trying to figure out how to fix things. Volume 3 I only gave 3 stars because it was more of a flashback graphic novel more so than anything else. We got a lot of backstory to each of the different characters that we follow in these graphic novels, which was very interesting, but at the same time it just wasn't as good as the other volumes that I've read. Volume 4, on the other hand, we get really into a big fight scene, lots and lots of action happening, and so I gave Volume 4 4 stars. After reading the 2 Descender graphic novels, I finished reading The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I started this book at the very beginning of August for Tome Topple and didn't finish it till almost the end of August, after Tome Topple was over. But I finished it. I read the entire thing, which is usually hard to do because these books are so big and so dense and, you know, very intense. I didn't really know a lot going into this novel, and I feel like that's one of the best ways to go into it, so I'm not going to give you a synopsis of this because it would be impossible to explain anyway. But I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the story once we got into it, but it was almost 200 pages worth of build-up that I just couldn't really get into. And then once we finally got into the actual story, what this book is actually about, then it got interesting and I enjoyed it. But it just took so long to get there. So this book got a 4 out of 5 stars. And then the last book I read in the month of August was Reawakened by Colleen Houck. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, first of all. And this book follows our main character, Lily, who is very well off. Her parents are very rich. She lives in Manhattan, and she spends her time at the museum where she just spends time people watching. And one day when she is there, she ends up meeting a reawakened mummy. From there, they become bonded, meaning that they feed off of each other's life source. And she has to basically help him try and save the world. And of course, all kinds of hijinks ensue. And yeah, that's the gist of what this book is about. Like I said, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I ended up listening to the audiobook, which I think was a better option for me for the first book because there's a lot of ancient Egyptian words and names and phrases, and I was not going to be able to pronounce those. So having them as an audiobook and having them read to me definitely helped me get through the book and made it more enjoyable for me. So I definitely enjoyed this one, and yeah, that was the last book I read in August. So that's everything I read for August. I'm sorry this video is potentially kind of short and that the beginning of it is very loud, but what you gonna do? I needed to film and everybody was awake, but that's okay. The video got filmed. So I am very excited for this next month of reading. There are a lot of great books that come out in September that I cannot wait to read. And I think I'm going to structure my wrap-ups a little bit differently next month and see how it goes, where they're going to be more of like a clips-based thing. Not like vlog style, because I think I'm still going to use this background unless I'm, you know, not home on vacation or something and finish a book. That way, you know, you guys get my thoughts right off the bat and I'm not sitting here trying to remember, because Seraphina and the Black Cloak I read so long ago, I don't remember a lot of the details. So yeah, I'm gonna try a different style wrap up next month and see how it goes. So come back and check that video out at the end of September and see what you guys think of that style and let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys will come back and check out my future videos. I post videos every Friday and also either on Tuesday or Wednesday. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and come check me out later. I will see you guys next time. Bye.